Hey, what's going on everybody? Justin here, and in this video we're going to be talking about Medieval Maritime Warfare by Charles Stanton. And Pen and Sword Press was kind enough to send me this book a long time ago, and I'm just, now getting around to it, but, at least better late than never, I suppose. But don't let this book fool you. This looks like a pretty slim tome. I am telling you right now, this is a book twice the size. Let's see if we can, if I just open that up, you can kind of tell the font is kind of small, the gutters are small, and the margins are small. And it just, I remember reading and it was just taking a lot longer than I was expecting for a book of this length. I think it's about 280 pages, yeah, just 280 something page, 288 pages of actual text there before the end matter. But yeah, there is a lot this book covers for such a short, well, like I said, not really such a short book. The book is divided in half, which is kind of interesting. The first half is all dealing with the Mediterranean world as far as the naval warfare goes, and then the second half of the book moves on to the North Sea, so around kind of the UK and Scandinavia and thereabouts. And then each half kind of goes along roughly chronologically from there, though not entirely. So, for example, in the first half, you kind of start off with a history of kind of the Byzantine Navy. It's kind of like the successor to kind of the Roman Empire and everything. But you also have chapters on the kingdoms in the Norman kind of holdings in Sicily and the naval conquests that were very crucial to actually holding Sicily, as well as kind of crusading navies. What did they really look like? And then also the Italian city-states when they kind of get involved with everything in the Mediterranean world towards the the high and late Middle Ages, like Venice, for example, and kind of all their naval and military exploits. And then the North Sea, obviously you're dealing a lot with the Vikings, and then the English and French kind of going at it for throughout history and whatnot. So it's kind of a big kind of overview of kind of just the different political powers that are covered. But there's also a lot of anything that's related to actual what it says on the tin, on the tin, Medieval Maritime Warfare. It's covered, whether that's different ship structures, the way they're built differently, kind of in the North Sea and the Mediterranean, for example, clinker style. If you've kind of ever been familiar with anything like that, I remember picking this one up because I literally knew nothing about medieval maritime warfare. I knew nothing about medieval navies and that sort of thing. And now I feel like I wouldn't say know too much, but I feel like I definitely covered everything I wanted to. So I will say the book is fairly academic in the sense that it's sort of dry. There's not a lot of prose, is not, I guess, at the forefront of this book. But if you want to just get the nut and bolts, you're gonna learn pretty much everything. I bet you that you're gonna want to know. My only concern is for a lot of people, it is very fast paced as far as just information. You just get campaign after battle after proper names and everything like that. The list just goes, there is no slowing down, there's no breaks really on any of that sort of thing. So I would say probably take it in chunks, or kind of at least be prepared that that's sort of gonna happen. So it's definitely not in kind of the realm of a popular history book or anything. That is to say, though, it's not written badly. I was kind of concerned at first that it wasn't really chronological. It's kind of more topical by faction or by nation state or whatever, or I guess geographic area. But I actually felt like that probably was definitely a point in its favor. I think kind of going back and forth, because it is almost two separate realms sort of going at it. But like I said, it is quite dry, but if you can handle kind of history books that are in that vein, and you want to learn about medieval navies, you want to learn about medieval battles, and like I said, not just the big name stuff. I mean, you're getting anything you could think of as far as medieval navies go, and their admirals, how they were fought, and the different technologies sort of involved, and kind of a little bit of the political milieu kind of going on in the background. You'll definitely enjoy this book because you will learn a ton. Like I said, I went from probably a 5 out of 100 on understanding medieval navies to now probably a 75 out of 100 or something like that, just from this one book. So like I said, if you can handle the dryness, and you brace yourself for just information overload and learn to accept it, I think you'll actually, you'll definitely take away a lot from the book, even if it might not be the greatest experience ever as far as like history books go. But anyways, thank you so much to Pen and Sword for sending me this title. Apologies for taking so long to get to it, but anyways, whatever you're reading, whether you're reading books on medieval naval warfare or not, always remember, read victoriously.